And welcome back to the LEC playoffs round 1. Fnatic just took down SK Gaming, guys. And bwipo, thank you so much for joining me. I heard at the beginning of the day, whether it's on social media, even here, that we might have gotten a 3-0. And actually, we got a close series. So what were your expectations coming in today? And did you feel any struggles facing SK Gaming today?
I think the struggles that we faced were some poor decision making on our end, but SK punished well, and it was a close series thanks to that.
Can you elaborate on the decision making maybe, and also the fact that there's been a lot of discussion around Fnatic being over aggressive maybe sometimes?
I think sometimes we don't connect very well in our aggression. Like, even though in our initial move we are very coordinated, on the follow-up, we end up splitting up sometimes, and then people get picked off, another fight gets picked, and things go a little bit poorly, and I think that that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, and when you think about Fnatic as a whole, especially the end of the regular season, you guys were in a difficult spot, I want to say. Do you feel like best of fives made you stronger, and also the fact that you had 5 games maybe gave you more freedom in these aggressions?
I think we're all very strong individual players, so when we throw games because of poor decision making and bad macro and stuff like this, it's very easy for us to fix that going game to game. So I think that's one upside, because some of the games that we lost were lost very early, and being able to bounce back from that and getting another chance to play a new game is obviously a nice addition. That's nice, but at the same time, we're also very good at finding small windows to win. So sometimes taking your free win and leaving the stage is nice, but at the same time, I think best of 5 is just a different environment.
Do you feel like experience played out when taking these small opportunities? Maybe SK wasn't prepared in the sense that this was their first best of 5 series together.
I mean, obviously we had an advantage because we have some very experienced players playing best of 5s. So pretty much every single player on our team has a lot of experience, and going on stage, especially for the first time for many of their players, I believe. Well, I wouldn't say it helps. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but sometimes your decision making and you're a little bit too scared. You know, you're a bit jittery. You know that if you make a mistake, you look like an idiot in front of everyone. So
all the bears in the audience right now.
True.
But now, thinking about SK, they mostly played the series on the red side, so they had a lot of counter picks. But even though they had them, it feels like you still got the edge over them and found ways to counter the ideas they had. Can you elaborate on this and how you've been able to be creative in game, even though they were throwing new picks every time?
I mean, I don't think their picks were that special or anything. It was pretty much expected. Solid meta picks. Maybe Urgot is not so popular, but nothing unexpected. All in all, I think that they felt very comfortable blinding mid, farming up, and then just countering top and trying to get a good scaling champion top lane and getting him to getting Genax to a later game stage, and then picking their 5v5s. And I think that that's what they stuck to. And there was no real need to get creative. I think we just got into the mosh pit and enjoyed ourselves a 5v5 to death multiple times.
You mentioned Genax. It's interesting because he's one of the players we talked about the most when it comes to SK Gaming recently. His Aatrox especially was brilliant. How was it playing against him, and did you learn anything playing against him today?
He played a great series, I think. From the laning phase, I think there's not much that was happening. I think the way he played today was basically to farm up and then play a solid mid to late game with team fights, and I think that's the correct way to play top lane right now. So, you know, just getting more footage and confidence in the fact that I should maybe look into that a bit more as I played some Karma. You know, it's a pretty good answer against the strategy. So just threw some shields around and threw some Qs, and that was my experience. But yeah, I mean, I think he played really solid, and it actually reminds me a lot of what I had a lot of success with in the past.
Maybe he's looking up to you also, but now you will get to avenge to the stage 2. We are here today. Actually, it feels strange just talking to you face to face. It's been 1 year. Must have been strange for you also coming back to the studio. So I want to know about the fuel it gave you guys, this stage buff we often talk about, and just the simple fact that we are back here today to play off.
I mean, the thing about stage is, well, first of all, you're in a different environment, which will always change something. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly, and that's the beauty of the stage, right? You're not sure what exactly is changing for everybody, but something's changed, and it just adds that extra layer. And in a competitive sport, well, game in this case, you're really looking at so many of these layers already. So adding on one external layer just adds to that experience.
As Yamato mentioned before the series, this is where the journey starts for Fnatic. And this is what we saw today. Congrats, bwipo, on winning the first series. And we're going to take a short break now, and we'll be back in a few minutes for post-game lobby with Upset. See you soon.